on an all-new Star.
We're gathered here today for the trial of Eclipsa. If she is found guilty, the punishment will be
death!
Romulus, we talked about this.
We crystallized her last time. Look how that turned out.
I want to see all y'all's faces when you realize how wrong you were.
Eclipsa, are you sorry for what you've done?
Prepare for judgment.
All new next Saturday at 11 on Disney XD.
Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm AwestruckVox, and this Saturday, Eclipsa finally goes to trial against the Magical High Commission. A lot has been building up to this episode, and I'm not going to lie. Considering Moon and Eclipsa's dynamic and total eclipse of the moon, I'm surprised we're seeing Eclipsa's trial immediately after, at least without a little bit of opposition from Moon. That being said, while this promo didn't provide much new footage, some new shots give additional context, and I think we can formulate an idea of what's going to happen. Also, let's keep in mind this episode could jump right into the trial, or it could simply just be the last half of it. 6 minutes doesn't seem like enough time for a trial, but the show has surprised us before. Let's dive in.
On an all-new Star.
We're gathered here today for the trial of Eclipsa.
To recap on our previous breakdown, nothing too spectacular here, just reaffirming the trial is taking place in the Baroxy of Magic, which kinda confused me simply because in Stranger Danger, Moon stated that the trial would occur so there wouldn't be any doubt to Star or anyone that Eclipsa is evil. To me, anyone meant the general public of Muni and its neighboring kingdoms, but I suppose not. The roster of this trial consists of Hekapoo, Omnitraxus Prime, Moon, Romulus, a framed picture of Lekmet, he's there in spirit, and Star. Now narratively, having Star's presence makes sense, but what role is she serving? We saw in the previous promo, Star is the one who will assumably bring Eclipsa free of cuffs. Is she testifying for Eclipsa? Or does it not really matter because at the end of the day the system is rigged, and only a twist of events will free Eclipsa? Probably the latter. Something I find interesting is the box labeled evidence that appears to be stacked with documents upon documents. Taking into account the previous encounters with the Magical High Commission's opinions on Eclipsa, they all chalked up to,
well, we think she's evil, but we actually don't have any concrete proof that she's evil. She is totally evil, though.
so is this case they vote up against her going to reveal details we've never known before? Or will it be full of fluff and sketchy looking accounts that actually don't draw a legitimate conclusion? And just how much will Eclipsa's use of dark magic be used against her? Because that could actually spin the case around her favor. We'll come back to this in a second. Despite being coated in humor, Romulus' outburst crying death as Eclipsa's punishment, declaring crystallization ineffective, speaks volumes. The fact any of the Magic High Commission would want Eclipsa killed instead of imprisonment shows how much fear and bias they have for those they don't tolerate. That they truly view Eclipsa as a mistake they want to wipe clean from Uni and all of Magic once and for all. Which is heartbreaking considering her recent developments. Although it won't happen, imagine if Eclipsa had her life taken before she had a chance to reunite with her daughter. Moon seemed interested in assisting Eclipsa in unmasking the cover-up of Meteor's existence in the Muni Royal Archive. Meteor and Star is actually what may cause Moon to reconsider her stance on Eclipsa, connecting through a mother's love for their child, fighting Eclipsa justice, something I believe we see factor in this promo. Star boldly states to the High Commission that they're going to discover they were wrong in their assessment of Eclipsa, and Hekapoo is not having this slander. Keep in mind just how powerful the Magic High Commission is.
Unless they're fighting coffee.
Not just in strength, but their role among all living things. Star talking down those above her just shows her nerve, and I admire that about her. She stands by her guns, and doesn't put on a facade for anyone. Next up, with Moon questioning Eclipsa, asking if she's sorry for what she's done, and the sad conflicted look on Eclipsa's face, I believe we're seeing what I alluded to earlier with Moon, fighting justice for Eclipsa and her daughter. The initial look on Moon's face, in conjunction with Eclipsa's, asking if she's sorry, this illustrates that Moon is trying to grant Eclipsa some sort of get out of jail free card. If Eclipsa just apologizes for her actions, Moon should be able to pull strings, gain remorse, and find a better solution than this crystallization or even death. But this means Eclipsa would have to sacrifice her own morals, everything she believes in, just to satisfy a group of people who fault her for something that's subjective. I believe Eclipsa will refuse to apologize and, much like Star, stick to her guns.
Prepare for judgment.
Moving on to the most shocking segment of this promo, which I feel would have been better had it been saved for the episode's premiere, is the Box of Truth, aka Truth or Punishment, returning in a big way, turning on the Magical High Commission and judging the panel. All of them are shocked, but Moon especially seems as if she has something to hide. Perhaps her involvement with breaking into the archive of Eclipsa, or even her past with dark magic, should Eclipsa's use be pulled against her in the trial. That perhaps everything Eclipsa is guilty of Moon and the rest of the High Commission are too. The Cube could also question the High Commission on Festivia and Meteora, the truth of what happened to Meteora, if they were the ones who rewrote Eclipsa's records in the first place. This Cube and twist of fate could change the direction of the series entirely. It won't just free Eclipsa, it sets in motion a chain of events that turns Muni on its head. This entire season has been establishing a new status quo. From Star and Marco's dynamic on Muni, all the relationships, uniting humans and monsters together, the next logical step is to shake up the Magic High Commission and the hierarchy of Muni. Should the Cube expose Moon and Eclipsa's little escapade, I think anything else it exposes about the High Commission's past will make that look like a cakewalk in comparison. Everyone will be guilty of something, making the constant lust to imprison Eclipsa hypocritical. Their motives will be unjustified. Infuriating Star, pushing her to liberate the Queen of Darkness. And to round out this promo, we just have a quick shot of Lulu's father, Lord Bruto, peeping outside so we can infer someone's knocked on his door. But only a box and a stack of papers await him. Perhaps his son is inside this box? We know the second segment is all about Lulu's reintroduction to the narrative. But what does that entail? I think that's where we turn the conversation to you guys. What's in the box? How do you guys think Eclipsa's trial will turn out? Did we miss anything in our analysis? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet them directly to me at AwestruckVox. Or let us know at Roundtable Vids on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to help us grow, support us on Patreon, and have your name at the end of the video just for $1 like all these people. At a higher tier, we'll even shout out your channel. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications for all things Star. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day. AwestruckVox, out.